Hi, I'm gonna build my Celestia Constellation deck. I'm gonna cut cards that I really don't want to play, and I have two good reasons to splash blue: Staggering Insight and Shimmering Chimera that combos really well with a lot of my cards, so that's the main reason to splash blue. And if I'm splashing blue, I think I should play Staggering Insight as well. And I got Temple. I don't have any green fixing, so that's tough luck. But Relentless Pursuit helps dig for lands, so it's a good card when I'm splashing something. Maybe you can't call it green fixing, but it supports that role at least. So I got the cheap deck, pretty good mana curve, and 15 creatures. So that's some problem, because I have a lot of auras also coming on my creatures, like Citizen Training, Warbriar Blessing, 2 copies, Staggering Insight that I think I want to splash, and Relentless Pursuit that needs a high density of creatures to be 2 for 1. So am I going to play this familiar? This card isn't good, but I think I prefer keeping familiar than splashing ghoul. It's nice that it's colorless and I can always play it on turn 3 and dig into my blue mana just to play a 2/2 flyer without synergies with playing cards on opponent's turn. That's a theme for blue and red in this set. I don't think so. So I can't afford to cut creatures, so I'm gonna play with what I have. This one won't be bad in my deck because I have some auras and Shatter the Sky. I think I still wanna play it. My deck went in the direction of wanting to play creatures. I think at the point that when I saw Citizen Champion, I decided to go that road. But in limited, I think you just play sweepers in a lot of decks, because they are the cards that can make a difference because you can just keep them in your hand until you get some spot when you get advantage by playing them. So even if you're an aggressive deck, there are times that your opponent stabilizes on 5 lives or so, and you just sweep the board when they get advantage on board, and try to rebuild your board, or just play buy some time to perhaps draw some direct damage that goes that can target the opponent. Okay, so I'm not happy with all the creatures I have. Familiar is not that good. This hero is not great. And Wayfarer and Leonin want you to be more aggressive than I probably am. But still, I think I'm gonna keep the creatures. I have 18 enchantments, so that's plenty. Fuse Wayfarer should be 2-3 most of the time on my turns. And I think this is probably the weakest link. Maybe a blessing. It's nice that it can protect my creature enchanted with Staggering Insight, perhaps, or just my best creature, Citizen Champion, if it's enchanted with anything. But still, I have I don't want to just force playing Indomitable Wheel, and most of my enchantments of my auras, I have 8 auras, but one is a removal. And 3 here, so I got 4 auras that go on opponent's creatures, and 4 these 2 and Staggering Insight, 4 that goes on my creatures, so 4 is not a great number, so and I don't want to play in an Indomitable Wheel just to enable Karametra's Blessing, because that's probably a nice combo with Shatter the Sky, but I have to it's quite narrow. I have to have 5 mana, 3 of which are white, and have enchanted creatures that gets indestructible, and then play Shatter the Sky. That's cute. Maybe I could draw a card enabling this power 4 clause by giving +2/+2, but still it's such a narrow use that I don't really want it for such cases. And I think Revoked Existence won't make it because it's not an enchantment and I got plenty of removals. Maybe I will need to cut some creatures anyway, because I still have maybe 1 land and 3 other cards to cut, and creatures are just my worst cards. I have good enchantments. I could cut a Relentless Pierced as well, but that's a slightly worse option because okay, I got disconnected. I think I'm gonna check my internet connection. That seems to work. Maybe there's some problem with Arena. Okay, so I think I'm gonna exit the game, and I split building this deck in 2 videos. So see you then. I will come back when the game is ready.